What's up, agents? We are here in the summit and we're going to talk about the best way to farm SHD levels, materials, any named piece, any kind of gear that you want in the game right now, and it's called the Floor 10 farm here in the summit. Now you can do this solo or with a group, and in solo it's actually really good. It's actually really optimal to actually do this solo, but if you've not got the gear to do it, you can actually do it in a group as well. It's all a matter of a few seconds anyway, depending on how quick you get it down. So just before we get started, be sure to hit subscribe, give this video a thumbs up and hit the bell so you are notified when I upload more Division content. Or even better, come on over to Twitch and say hi. I could be live streaming there right now. Hit that follow button, and if you need a community Discord, we have a room set up just for Floor 10 activities or anything else Division related. You'll find a link down below to join the Discord. So now we've said all that, let's get started. So when you hit the summit, you can come all the way over here, and the first thing you need to do is to get yourself to floor 10. I'm going to open this menu here, and you can do that really easily. You can just take off all the directives, take them all off and stick it on normal and get all the way to floor 10. Once you get to floor 10, don't do anything. Basically, kill yourself and then come all the way back down. So use the menu and say return to the lobby. That way then you've got your checkpoint saved. But there's two things we have got to do here. You've got to get yourself on the right level because there is multiple floor 10s. And you've also got to get yourself all the directives on and the difficulty as well. I recommend doing it heroic if doing it solo. I recommend putting on all the directives you can absolutely cope with. Now, I do all these ones. I don't put on Pistolero, I don't put on Cool Skills, and I don't put on Rages. You can put on Rages if you really want to, but sometimes I just think it makes it a little bit more unreliable. And for the sake of the 12% extra XP it's going to give me, I just don't find it's worth the time. You can put Cool Skills on if you really want to. If you're not going to be using the Fire Sticky, you can use Cool Skills as well. So either or, and you can add that extra 12% there as well. I prefer to make it as easy and don't have to think about anything. The best thing about this is I can just put Netflix on or chill and chat with friends and do this without having to think about anything. And that's going to be the setup. So when you get yourself up to floor 10 and you get yourself on the floor I'm about to show you in a second, this is exactly how it needs to be done. What you'll see is I'll run in, I'll hit the red bar in the middle, put him on fire, and then what's very important is you've got to look at the door on the right hand side. The minute you look at the door on the right hand side and don't focus anywhere else, that'll cause the boss to spawn there, allowing you to trap them all with your hive and with your flames, set them all on fire, and then every other wave of enemies will all come through that door. And I'll show you that just now. So as you can see, everything spawned on the right hand side, nice and easy, no problems whatsoever, and that is pretty much the farm. Now it can be a little bit more tricky depending on the type of enemies you get. If you approach the center and you've got a purple, definitely put a few bullets into them as well before you look at the right hand door. Otherwise they might survive your flames. It just depends how good your gear is. I'm pretty max rolled. I'm missing one set of skill damage, and that could make the difference. I don't know, but I guess we'll see. Just a few tips there. And if you walk into the room and it's Black Tusk and they've got dogs everywhere, just kill yourself straight away and reload the floor. So let's take a look at the actual build itself. So we're going to use Technician because this has skill damage that gives us as well. And it also gives us an extra skill tier, allowing us to use Golem really, really easily. We're definitely going to want to use the Capacitor because if you scroll down and look at the talent, shooting enemies builds stacks to a cap of 40. Each stack grants 1.5% skill damage. After 5 seconds, stacks decay 1 per second. Then we also get some weapon damage as well, because for every yellow skill tier, we gain 7.5% weapon damage. Just a quick note, thanks to Kuru for all his hard work in Floor 10. This is essentially the build he sent me and the one he uses, so big shout out to him. Here we go as well. Here is the Vile Mask skill tier. Gives us status effects, really nice. Toxic Delivery, so the status effects also apply a damage over time debuff. Total damage is dealt equal to 50% of your concussion grenade damage, and it's increased by your status effect attribute. Really nice. It just spreads absolutely everywhere, doing that little bit of extra damage to help us to make sure everything is dead. Then we'll go back to the Golem. We'll look here. So this gives us the brand set bonus of 10% status effects. Now, obviously, ideally, I would want this to be skill damage and status effects. I've just not been lucky to get that kind of piece yet. But I will be on the hunting countdown to get that, just to maximize this and add the extra skill damage to the build. And then the other gear set, which is what makes it all happen. So we'll look at the backpack, the Eclipse Protocol. 2-piece gives us 15% status effects. 3-piece gives us skill haste and 30% hazard protection. And 4-piece gives us indirect transmission. Your status effects now spread on kill to all enemies within 10 meters and refresh 50% of the duration. As you can see here, I've got status effects and skill haste rolled on this piece. But if we scroll down, you can see here it amplifies that all damage you deal to status effect enemies by an extra 30%. So it's a lot of extra damage just to make sure they all die, because we are on heroic after all. Then we'll look at the chest piece. You can see status effects and skill haste. And we'll look at the talent on here. Increases the indirect transmission range from 10 meters to 15 meters and refreshes the percent from 50% to 75. Again, just enough to make all this happen, because the floor 10 that we are going to do this in is quite small, and this just makes it so it's comfortable enough that once you've done the initial fire burst, whether that be with the sticky or with the Chem Launcher, just that you can turn around, focus on the door while they all burn to death behind you, because the important thing is you've got to look at the door, otherwise the boss won't spawn there. He'll spawn at another one of the locations around the room. The holster, you can see skill tier and status effects, and on the knees, skill tier and skill haste. Now, I can get rid of this skill haste. I absolutely have no need for it whatsoever. I was testing multiple things out. It works at the moment. I put it on because when I was running a group, you can actually fire your chems a little bit quicker. Or if you're getting in a little bit of trouble, the hive come back a little bit quicker, but absolutely not needed. What I would do here is change this, just like the other pieces, to status effects, just to make sure they all burn to death and you don't get that odd one that sticks out. And that would then be absolutely optimal. I ran this the other day with this build exactly how it is now, and did 100 SHD solo in very little time. It takes less than a minute, obviously, just apart from if you get the Black Tusk. And that is it for the build. The Pyro here was just put on for fun, absolutely not needed. The D50, absolutely not needed. Skills wise, you're going to use the hive and you're going to use the stinger. You're going to place that on the door to trap them as they come out, and it basically allows you then to shoot away with your main gun here, the capacitor, or throw a firebomb on them at the same time. Does a lot of damage. And the Chem Launcher, we're going to use the fire starter Chem Launcher. Now, if you are using this directive here, let's get it back up just to show you. If you are using scavenge skills, probably better to go with the Chem Launcher, just because you'll still get multiple shots. If you're not using scavenge skills and you decide you don't want it on, You can go with the fire sticky. It's much more aggressive and it kills the red bar in the middle of the room or the purple bar in the middle of the room much quicker and allows them to set on fire. And just gives you a few extra seconds edge over each run. But it really is up to what you feel comfortable with. Just a few options there again. But that's going to be the build. Don't forget, I've got guys that want to run this all of the time. So do join my Discord or come over to Twitch and say hi. Like I said, we have a dedicated Floor 10 voice room for people to go into and make groups in the Discord. The link again is down below in the description. But just to remind you one more time, you run into the room, set the guy in the middle on fire, focus your attention to the right hand door, throw your hive, throw a firebomb, and just absolutely destroy the boss as he comes out. And then literally, you just then got to keep the door on fire for the waves that come out. The waves are random. You might get 1, you might get 4. Solo, you tend to not get past 1 or 2. Sometimes you will get 3. Maybe it is still random. It just seems a little less that you get more than 2 waves on that door. But you are definitely equipped with the skills with this, because the minute they're on fire, they're all over the place. They're not focusing with you at all. You don't need any survivability. Just set them on fire and pew pew away and get those SHD points in the bank. And that is going to be it for the video. So don't forget to hit subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up. It is definitely the best farm we have in the game at the moment for SHDs. And definitely for the expertise system. So if you need to focus your targeted loot on any of these to get them leveled up, you can do that here. Also, just remember, you go into the map, you hold H, and you can select whatever it is you want. And if it's just printer filament, select mods and just deconstruct them as you go. If you're having to level up named weapons that perhaps are DZ exclusive and you've not been able to get them. This has been DJTICKLE live in the Floor 10 Summit. Thank you for watching, everybody, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.